Hello everyone. This is Melody with Design by Melody. I am back with my May kit, though it's the end of May, but do not fret. I will get through this kit pretty quickly. I have picked the Allie Edwards story kit for this month. Now, I had actually looked at her kits a couple months ago, and I did not purchase them. But then, just like the Studio Calico kits, they offered a $5 coupon code to buy this kit for $5. So I will, if you go check out my blog to check out my spreadsheet with all the information about this kit, just like I do all the other ones for this year, my kit review series. I post a spreadsheet on my blog that goes with this layout. With this unboxing video. And I include all the information. And in there, I have the, here they are. I have the promo codes. So it's $5 for your first month, and it's either try story kit or try stamp kit, depending on what you want to do. Now, I tried to do the stamp kit as well, but they were waitlisted, and I didn't want to have to get tied into a subscription. So I did not do the try stamp. I just did the try story, though I did love the stamp, but it was waitlisted. It was waitlisted from the very beginning. And I believe this ended up being sold out, but then they released more, if I'm remembering properly. So anyways, this is called the Allie Edwards Story Kit. And I love the little pouch that it comes in. This is so cute. And let me tell you a little bit about this kit, and then I'll show you what came in it. So it's www.allieedwards.com. It's a monthly pocket kit with story prompts. Now, this is a little bit different than just a regular monthly pocket kit. And as you notice, I feel like the kit itself is smaller, but the value of the kit could be larger, depending on what you're looking for in your scrapbooking. So this is actually quoted directly from their website. It's geared toward memory keepers. These products act as sparks to help document and celebrate the stories of your life. So it's basically talking about this month, the theme is read. And you'll see a lot of the things have to do with books. Excuse me. But a lot of the cards have prompts for you to tell stories or prompts for you to think about other things. And that could be pretty valuable to someone who either struggles with scrapbooking or isn't good at writing the stories or doesn't feel like they're good at writing the stories. This is a little bit of a different kit. It's more so you can tell your stories and get those documented than just the pictures. And I really like that concept. I don't have a whole lot of stories about reading, but as I was looking through the cards, it makes you think about different things, and that is the purpose of this kit. It made you think about, reading into something as far as something somebody said. It talks about, reading road signs. It talks about a bunch of different things that you wouldn't necessarily think of when you first think of read. I immediately thought of books, of course. That's the more literal meaning of it. But I like the concept of this. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to create with it because there's not a ton of embellishments. So, for example, there are 6 3x4 cards, 4 4x6 cards, 1 acrylic word, 18 chipboard shapes, 19 speech bubble die cuts, 1 4x6 silk screen, a phrase sticker sheet with 88 phrases on it, an alpha sticker sheet with 101 alphas on it, plastic numbers, and then access to the private story subscription classroom. I'll have to look at that classroom. I haven't looked at it yet, but I think it's going to be really good for inspiration. So if you are a person who either struggles with the stories or really enjoys the stories and just wants something a little bit different, this kit is a lot more thought out, I think, than just being the products. It has a much bigger purpose to this kit, which is telling the stories. And if you are an Allie Edwards follower, that's been her thing the whole time. And I like it a lot. I just have never purchased any Allie products. So anyways, let me show you what came in the kit. This, by the way, is a 12x12 month subscription at $19.99 a month. If you do the 6-month subscription, it's $21.99. And if it's month to month, it's $24.99. Me personally, I probably wouldn't pay $25 for this each month. I might pay $20. I don't know, but I wish I had the stamp set with it. Now, you can buy the stamp set in addition, but I want to say it's $19 as well. I can't remember that exactly, but check out allieedwards.com. The stamp set, though, is awesome. I would probably be more likely to subscribe to the stamp set than I would the kit itself, because the stamp set you can use over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you can make your own cards with it. With that being said, this is called the Story Kit. There is a coordinating story stamp subscription as well as a digital story kit. So check out the website for those prices, and other information. Also, the shipping is free if you're in the US, and if you're international, there's a $2 processing fee. So that's really not that excessive for shipping, I don't think anyways. And then the reveal is on the 15th of the month, and then basically, so the prompts though are set for the full year. You can see each and every month what the prompt is going to be. But basically shipping starts as soon as you purchase. Okie dokie. I think that's it. Oh, one last note. If you're doing a month-to-month subscription and you want to cancel, make sure you pay attention to the deadlines for cancellations, because there's extra fees if you wait too long. And then if you are in the 6-month or the 12-month subscription, and if you cancel in the middle of your term, you will be billed for 50% of the remaining contract obligation. So that could be a pretty hefty fee if you cancel early in your subscription. So just be aware of that. All right, so let me show you what came in the kit. Here's my large acrylic word. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but it's nice. It's thick. It's good quality. That's definitely standing up to the test of time, I believe. All right, so let's look at the cards itself. So this is kind of the title card or the description card, I guess. And it has story sparks. What stories will you tell this month? And you can list them. And then it says, consider these stories. Number 1, not all reading has to do with words. Tell a story of a time when you read the signs or read between the lines. What were they and what happened? Number 2, what do you love about reading? How does it make you feel? What do you love to read? What difference has it made in your life? Number 3, think about all the things you read beyond books, the internet, email, road signs, instruction manuals, etc. Tell a story about how and what and why you read at this time in history. Then it has share on Instagram, and then also there's the private message board. And then the other side is a quote. So you can use this as a card as well. I actually thought about cutting it down and using it as a 3x4 card. Then you have the rest of the 4x6 cards. This one said read between the lines, or read between the lines, however you want to read that. And then it says a visual story of how I read these days, or how I read these days. Books, paper, iPhone or iPad, computer, mail, and looks like a journal. Check all that apply in your life right now, and then a date. It's just pattern card. And then the back side says favorite book and the reason why, favorite book but spelled differently. So this is appropriate for people who countries that spell it differently as well. Read all about it, read all about it, read all about it, read all about it. It's kind of I like that. It's like headlines. It says the next chapter. Just a little story, once upon a time. I can read you like, oh, it helps if I read properly. I can read you like a book. Your face tells me the whole story. Put a photo here, and then it says, here's the story. So I like it because these, again, read can be interpreted so many different ways. And I did not think about that when I first looked at this kit. So I really like how they've used that one word, and they're using it in so many different ways. The next chapter, that could be, the next chapter in your life. This is the literal meaning, favorite book. But it shows how many different things we use in our lives. There could be a lot of different stories you tell with this. Who I read, what I read, why I read, where I read, and when I read. Here's what I learned today. And I like that the back side is a completely different card. Now, the only drawback to this is they are all vertical and not horizontal. So if you're a horizontal scrapbooker, that could be difficult. I believe these are all geared towards mostly the Design A page protectors. The beginning, the middle, and the end. Read my lips. Book review, title, author, thoughts. Read more books. I read and has a whole bunch of things you can check off. Books on an e-reader for work, for pleasure, for escape, to learn, magazines, the internet, comics, nonfiction, fiction, scrapbooks, news, to my kids, sometimes every day, into things, the signs, the mail, letters, email, for joy, or for the joy, newspapers, at lunch, at breakfast, before bed, lights off, lights on. For the love of books. This week I'm reading. Read. The story I'm currently telling myself goes something like this. An escape, how I currently get away from it all. Here's the beautiful silk screen. I like this. I like that this could be journaling lines. Totally love that. I've never used a silk screen before though, so that's going to be new to me. These are the chipboard pieces. The next chapter, read this. 2, 3, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Learn something new. 4, 1, quoted, oh, these words. Currently reading, bookworm, story time. 5, once upon a time, read all about it. So totally love this story. Instant classic, and please read. I'll take that out so you can see that. I don't like the glare that's on these. The alpha is this pretty green, very basic font. These are the numbers. Now it said that you got a choice of white or black, but I don't remember picking. I may have, but I don't remember. So these are just little numbers, very basic. They have the film over top of them, acetate numbers, I guess. Can't get it out. The word stickers, online story, newspaper, so love to read, note, cozy reads, read the signs, novel, love, note, life. I like how they're cut kind of weird. Like they're not true rectangles. Some of them have like angled ends. I like that. And then last but not least is this die cut pack. And they're all speech bubbles. And exploring new worlds. They're just plain on the back. Ooh, take me away. Cozy reads, bookworm, read between the lines, love books, bring on the words, reading. The story is read this, for the love of books. Bookish, some polka dots, some stripes. Tell me a great story. Love books, some stars, and then lastly, stories are life. So that's the entire kit. There's quite an extensive kit here. The only drawback, I think, is going to be the number of cards. You really, truly don't have that many cards, but you can use this silk screen to create your own backgrounds. You can use plain cards or scrap pattern paper that you have sitting around. You have a decent amount of embellishments. And I really like the concept of telling the story. I just think the only drawback is going to be the number of cards. I don't feel like you're going to get more than probably 2 spreads with the number of cards that you have here. But like I said, I think the storytelling aspect of this is more valuable than just the product itself. So with that being said, I don't have any book photos. So this is going to get really interesting as to how I use this kit, because I don't have any book photos at all. I looked and I don't have any, and I order my prints online, so I'm not going to be able to get any in the next week, which is when I plan to use this. So I'm going to have to be extremely creative and use the non-literal meanings for the reading concept. So we'll see what I can come up with. This should be quite interesting. I have a feeling this will be left at the end because I don't have any book photos, but we will see. It may not. I don't know how creative I'm going to get with this. So anyways, check out my blog if you'd like to see the spreadsheet that I shared earlier, and then also stay tuned. Over the next couple days, I'll be posting some photos and some process videos for how I use this kit. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a great afternoon. All right, bye.